might not know exactly what you're asking or what you're getting yourself into. So a couple of things that I always like to encourage people on what to do is obviously asking the right questions, but at the same time, what are those questions? What am I supposed to be looking for within a company as to what that company does or how they do things, so that I'm educated as a consumer and I'm making those educated decisions, so I'm able to go ahead and move forward, and I'm able to make get to my goals as soon as possible. I was talking to a referral that was just given over to me. Obviously, the lady's been literally working with another company. She has a goal to try to purchase a home. She was a referral that was sent over from one of my referral partners, and literally she's currently working right now with a credit repair company. She was kind of concerned because it's already been a few months, and she doesn't know why she's not making that much progress. And I literally was just letting her know that that's always really important, and it's very difficult for you guys as a consumer to really ask the right questions, because you guys not knowing exactly what to ask. If you're talking to somebody who does credit repair and we give you some information, you might not know exactly what you're asking or what you're getting yourself into. So a couple of things that I always like to encourage people on what to do is obviously asking the right questions, but at the same time, what are those questions? What am I supposed to be looking for within a company as to what that company does or how they do things, so that I'm educated as a consumer and I'm making those educated decisions, so I'm able to go ahead and move forward, and I'm able to make get to my goals as soon as possible. So one of the most important things that I always tell people: do you monitor your credit? Do you have a credit monitoring provider, right? And why is that important? Because it's important to have a platform where you're not only taking my advice, or is somewhere that you're logging into that I'm giving you credentials on, and I'm telling you exactly what's happening, the information that's being deleted, and you don't have to take my word for it, because now you have a third-party site somewhere where it's not being changed or manipulated by that company. No, you're able to go in somewhere, and in that particular case, you're able to see it from a third-party site. So now you have the information that you're getting it from a source that cannot be diluted, or it cannot be influenced by us, or in this particular case, by the credit repair company. So having a company like Privacy Guard, Credit Check Total, Credit Sesame, so on and so forth, myfico.com is really important, guys. So you guys have to monitor your credit. Obviously, she's being referred. She's a little bit frustrated because she's already been with them for a few months. She hasn't been really seeing much of the success. And I asked her, and again, you pay for what you get for, right? So I asked her, do you know what they're disputing on your behalf? Are they challenging all three bureaus at the same time? And she's like, I'm not really sure. Well, these are key indicators that if you have a credit monitoring provider, if you go through your credit report, you could see indicators as to, and again, you could challenge the credit repair company, or you could challenge whoever's doing your credit repair, because at the end, you could literally see comments on your credit report that say account being investigated, account under investigation, account being disputed, consumer disagrees. Those are little indicators that show that the account is being investigated, and that's important for you to know that. Especially that I know that, especially companies like Lexington Law, they might not charge you a lot up front or even a monthly, but the reason why is because consider their overhead. Consider the fact that this is, and I always tell people, there's two reasons why people solicit a credit repair company. That's because, and again, there could be 100 different things, but it always boils down to two main factors, right? One of them is you don't have the experience and they do. Second thing is you don't have the time. So you're really paying for time. So the larger the company is, and the lower they charge you, they might not be tackling all the accounts at once. So it's not the same you getting into disputing 10 accounts, and the probabilities of success of finding discrepancy within 10, it's a lot greater than when you're only challenging 3 or 4. So obviously the ratio has to be in proportion. So you have to obviously think that and take that into consideration if you're looking to get to your goals fast. If you're someone who you're not maybe in a hurry, you're looking to have healthy credit eventually, well then you could obviously take that into consideration. But this is why it's really important, and I feel it's what I tell people. We have a 3-phase process, and the 3rd phase, which is the education, it's a lot more important than everything else, because as long as we're educated, we know exactly what to expect, how to expect it, then at least put the ball back in my court and let me make that decision as a consumer. And that's what we like to go ahead and encourage people to do. Also, look with regards to the possibilities of what else is it that I need to do as a consumer while being in a program like this. So it goes back to the same thing, right? The education aspect of it. So if I know as a consumer that I have to go ahead and also establish a new line as fast as possible, especially if you're somebody who does not have anything open, where do you go? How am I supposed to establish an account? Because nevertheless, even though you're coming out with out-of-pocket, because you're probably going to have to establish a fully secured product, there's banks like Bank of America and Wells Fargo. They offer these partially secured credit cards, but at the same time, or fully secured credit cards, but at the same time, nevertheless, even if you are coming with out-of-pocket, they can still decline you. So where do we go? We have products and services that I like to tell people, I like to coach people, I like to show them, because at the end, if it's something that it's gonna benefit you guys, even though that you're gonna apply for something, the last thing you want is to do multiple applications. You wanna go through a variety of things that you're gonna cause inquiries. In our website, buildworthstrategies.com, you can literally log on and you can see exactly, depending on where your scores, we encourage you to apply for this. Depending on where your scores are at now, we also encourage you to apply for that, because you should be establishing new lines of credit on a monthly basis if you're looking to achieve healthy credit. 30% of your score is based on it. And again, it baffles me that major companies like, these companies that I've mentioned don't suggest that or don't even encourage that. That's kind of strange to me, because through the restoring of the credit or rebuilding of the credit or the credit restoration aspect of it, you're going to have to focus on many things at the same time in order for you to achieve your goals fast. Because if you don't, now guess what's going to happen? You're going to go through a process that you're going to start waiting for accounts to fall off, thinking that that's going to be the only thing that is going to help you to increase your scores, and it's not. Adding yourself as an authorized user is another key factor there. I always tell people that, especially for myself, I could talk for personal experience. When I first started, when I had this opportunity of trying to rebuild my credit, somebody obviously educated me, coached me, and told me, Justo, listen, if you have somebody like a father, mother, a brother, somebody who cares for you, and they could add you as an authorized user to their credit card, have them do that. That's 30% of your score. Plus an additional key factor there, it's that you're also going to take advantage of another 15%, which is history. That's 45%. So imagine the combination of things. We're disputing all the negative accounts at once, which is one thing that's primarily anybody should always ask is, how many accounts are you going to challenge? All of them? On all 3 agencies? Fantastic. Are we also going to go ahead and throw in there maybe inquiries? What else do I need to go ahead and do? You need to establish a new line on your own. You need to add yourself as an authorized user. Try to restrict yourself from applying for things that is going to cause you to have hard inquiries. That's another 10% of your credit. See, so the mixture of all those things combined is what helps people to reach their scores fast. So, and again, obviously I spoke to this lady now. She's working with Lexington Law. I told her to just give me a call. Just in the past few weeks, we've literally had people that have came from those companies. But nevertheless, I think the more informative that you guys are, the better the educated decisions you guys are going to make. We have to ask the right questions. And primarily, if you're going to have somebody disputing on your behalf, make sure that they're coming out and they're bringing out the guns. Now, disputing with the bureaus is not the only thing. Guys, remember, we also could go ahead and challenge what the creditors have. The combination of the two puts that much more pressure so that the results are that much better. There's other avenues, like I've said before, the FTC, the CFPB, the State Attorney General's office. Those are other avenues that we could exercise as consumers to try to yield the highest score possible. So I hope that helps out, guys, when considering obviously working with a credit repair company, or the right questions to ask when trying or working with a credit repair company. So I hope that helps you guys out. If you enjoy the video, if this is something that was helpful, like, subscribe. If you know someone else that might take advantage of this or might need this information, share it. And let's get the word out there. Thank you. Have a good day.